Hi all, good morning. Hope I'm audible.
Good morning, sir. Yeah, sir. This is audible, sir.
Thanks for confirming. Let me share my screen. Okay, so let me quickly give you a walkthrough what we have covered earlier. Okay, so we started with an overview of the Power BI course syllabus. Okay, we discussed all the things what we will be going to cover in the syllabus. Okay, and we discussed the concept of business intelligence, including its purpose and importance, like why it is important to learn BI, business intelligence. Okay, and we also see the BI architecture. Okay, covering the flow from staging area to data warehouse and then to data marts. Okay, and then we got to know about the different BI tools. Okay, what are BI tools present in the market, and with the primary focus on the Power BI, like why it is important and why it is in demand. Okay. Also, we discussed the Power BI core components like the Power BI desktop, service, mobile app, report builder, and the servers. Okay, all these things we covered, and we covered the Power BI concepts such as data sets, okay, visualizations, styles, reports, and dashboards. Okay, and also we discuss about the views of the Power BI. Okay, and also we discuss the workflow of the Power BI. All these things we discussed in the last class. Okay, so today we will start with the introduction to the Power Query Editor. Okay, just, okay. So now let's get introduced to Power Query Editor. So Power BI's built-in ETL tool is known as the Power Query Editor. Okay. Right now, we will just focus only on understanding its interface and layout rather than diving deep into it. Okay. We will discuss this in depth. Okay. So we will discuss the Power Query Editor in very much deep once we start the Power Query Editor part. Right now, I'm just explaining you like what are the layout, what are the graphical user interface of the Power Query Editor. Okay. So first of all, to open the Power Query Editor, okay, first we have to launch the Power BI desktop. So I will just open the Power BI desktop. Okay. So you can search it. Once you install it, I will show you how we can install the Power BI desktop as well. Once you install the Power BI desktop, you have to just search the Power BI desktop in the search bar and you have to just click on enter and you can just open it from here. Okay. So this will open your Power BI desktop. Sign. So I'll open the blank report for now. Once your Power BI desktop is open, okay, you have to make sure that you should be in your home tab. This is our tabs: home tab, insert tab, modeling, view, optimizer. So make sure you are in the home tab, okay. And from here, you just have to click on this transform data. Yeah. Once you will click on it, see what happens. A separate window you can see. A separate window has opened. Okay. You will notice two windows here. Earlier it was only one. Now we have two windows. This one is for the Power BI desktop and this one is for the Power Query Editor. Okay. Okay. This is just a separate window. So we have two windows now. one for the Power BI Desktop, this one, and this one is for the Power Query Editor. Okay. Now let's take a quick look at the Power Query Editor interface. Okay. So here I can see we don't have any data. Okay, that's why it is showing empty. Everything is empty here. Let's let me do one thing. I'll bring some data. Let me open some Power BI instance from my previous batches. Okay, so that I can show you all the different things. Just give me. Let's close this one. So this file is from my previous batch, and I'm just showing you for the convenience, like you can grab the thing quickly. Okay, just to show you what are the layout and the interface of the Power Query Editor will look like. Okay, so transform data. So as I said, to go to the Power Query Editor, we have to click on this transform data. So it is taking some time. It's lagging. The Power Query Editor has been opened. And I will show you what are all the things present in the Power Query Editor. Okay, now this section on the left hand side, whatever you are saying, okay, this section displays all the tables you have loaded. Once you load all your table, it will be loaded at this section onto the left hand side. And these tables are also referred as the queries. Okay, so here we will get all the tables, whatever we will upload. Okay, and and here onto the right hand side, here you can see step by step record, okay, of all the transformations applied, okay, such as you can see, we have source navigation, promotion headers, change type. It can be also removing rows, renaming columns, or changing the data types. Okay, so this makes it easier to review your changes, modification, whatever modification you are doing on your data sets. All the steps will be shown here. Okay, here we will have the table, here we will have the change of steps, applied steps, you can say. Okay, so we will dive deeper into these features once we start working with real data, but now this overview should be clear to you. Okay, this overview should help you understand the layout of the Power Query Editor. Okay, so if you look at the table name, okay, it is saying film. Okay, so you will notice on the left side of this, here we have only one table. Okay, I have imported one table, so that's why it is just showing one table here. But you can bring any number of tables here. Okay, at the moment, only one table is loaded into Power Query Editor. So in Power Query Editor, this table is referred to as query, as I said. Okay, so along with queries, you may also see parameters listed here. Okay, so there's no need to focus on parameters right now. We will cover them later in detail. Okay, so for now, just keep in mind that queries pane, okay, displays the loaded table along with any defined parameters. Okay, And onto the right hand side, you will see the applied steps. Okay. So this applied steps pane, it will record every transformation applied to the selected table. So think of it as step-by-step history of your data cleaning process. Okay, so here you can see all the transformation or these steps. Okay, so if you will talk about this source, okay, so if you will click on this gear icon of this source, okay, so it will tell you like the original data source, like from where this table is coming from. Okay, so here it is saying D movies and it is an Excel workflow. Okay, done. Now, if you will click on this navigation, okay, so this step indicates the specific table or range selected from the source. So this is our main table. Okay, now you will see if I will select this promotion headers. Okay, so what it will do, it will convert these the first row as the header. So all these steps, whatever we are performing onto this table, will be can be seen here. Okay, and if you will select want to see like this what this change type does, it will change the data type of the selected columns. Okay, so these are just few examples being present here. Okay, I have just explained you what are all these things. So we will also do the hands-on for all these things, like how we can promote the headers, how we can change the data type, how we can remove the values, how we can remove the columns, rows, and all these things we will discuss. Okay. So each transformation will be recorded here in order. Okay. So you can select. So what I was saying. So each and every information will be displayed here. Okay. So you can select any step, okay, any of these step to see how the table looked at that stage, okay, which is very helpful and useful for troubleshooting or undoing the changes. Okay, now let's go through the home tab in Power Query. So first of all, before proceeding further, do you guys have any doubt or any question? Guys, do you have any doubt or any question? Please say, please ask. Yes or no? Anything? Are you guys there?
Yes.
No questions? So,
Yeah, for now, no question.
let's okay. Now, when you will be in the home tab, okay, so we will see what are all things or the tools are present in the home tab. Okay, so here we can see this first thing, apply and close. Okay, this apply and close option saves all the transformations you have applied, okay, onto your table. And once you will click on this close and apply, it will apply all those transformations and it will text back you to the Power BI desktop and it will close this Power Query editor automatically. Okay, so this action confirms this one. This action confirms and loads your clean data into the Power BI desktop, making it ready for analysis and the visualization. Okay, now coming on to the new source. So if you want to add more data, okay, in this Power Query editor, so this new source option allows you to connect a wide range of source such as database, files, web services, the servers, or the cloud platforms, anything. Okay, here you can see it is giving us a wide range of options to bring the data from anywhere. If you will click on more, you will even get more options to bring up the data. Okay, now recent sources. So it provides you quick access to the data sources you have recently used. Okay, so helping you to reconnect faster to your data. Okay. enter the data. This lets you manually create the table, okay, similar to entering the data in Excel directly within the Power Query data. Now, we have this data source settings. So here you can view and modify the settings of your existing data connections. Okay. Then we have this manage parameters, like how we can create the parameters and all those things. We can manage it from here. Okay. And then we have the uh, export query results. We can export it as well. All the tables once transformed. Okay. And also we have the options of the refresh preview. Okay. So this options allows you to refresh the data preview to reflect the latest changes. Okay. Like whatever the changes is happening in the backend, like in the source file. Okay. So once you will click on this refresh preview, this data will get refreshed and it will show you the latest data. Okay. Now we have this advanced editor. So this option lets you open the advanced editor. Okay. So where you can view and edit the M code. The M code is the scripting language, okay, used by Power Query to perform transformations. Whatever transformation you are doing here, all these things are getting noted as a, what we can say, as a code inside this advanced editor. Okay. Then we have this choose columns. Okay, so this choose columns allows you to keep only the columns you need to keep in your data set. Okay. Again, the remove columns, the same thing. The rows which you want to remove from your data set, you can use the remove column. Same, so keep rows, you can keep the rows. Remove rows, you can remove the rows. Same thing. Okay. Then we have this split column. So this option enables you to break a single column into multiple columns based on the delimiter or specific row. Okay. Then we have this group by option. So this is used to summarize or aggregate the data, such as calculating total sales by category or any other dimension. We can just group it by. Okay. We can summarize the table. Then we have the two main things, merge queries and append queries. Okay. So these features are used to combine the data. Okay. Merge, what it does, it joins two tables using a common column. Okay. While this append thing adds one table's rows, okay, onto another, okay, like stacking up together. So these are all the things which are present in our home tab. Okay. And I will show you all these things, how we can use all these options. Okay. I think I got some message. I'll show you how we can use this, okay, with our real data set. Now, moving on to the next tab, okay, which is our transform tab. Okay. Now, let's take a look at this transform tab. So this provides a wide range of tools, okay, to modify, clean, okay, and structure your data. All these options. Okay, so you will notice some options, okay, such as split columns, and also we have this group by, use first row as headers. All these things are also available in the home tab. Okay, just giving you multiple ways to access and apply important transformations. Okay, so these are present in both the ways, but both, all these things functions same as in this home tab. Okay. So within this transform tab, okay, you can carry out several types of data modifications. Okay, so here you can see the first row as headers, which is present also in here as well, I think. Use first row as headers. Okay, so what it does is it promote the first row to serve as column headers. Okay, then we have this transpose option. So what it does, it switches rows into columns and columns into rows. Okay, we have the reverse rows because it will change the order of the rows. Okay, like if it is starting right now, the data is starting from the top, from the Jurassic Park and all these things. Once you will select this reverse rows, the bottom one will take place at the top, and it will just, it's just a thing like ascending and descending. Okay, it will just change the rows, what we can say, order. Then where the count row option, so it will count the total number of rows in your data set. Then we have few other options. Okay, like or it can detect data type, what kind of data type it have. Okay, we have the replace value, like replacing values to clean or correct your data. Okay, then we have the pivoting and unpivoting of the columns to restructure the data for analysis. Okay, then again we have the split column, so it does the same, like it split the columns into two different columns based on the delimiters or any fixed patterns. Okay, then we have the extract. If we have to extract something from the column, then we can use that. Okay, so and you can also perform calculations using built-in mathematical functions. These are some mathematical functions present in the transform tab. Okay, and analyze numerical data. Okay, with the help of these mathematical functions. Okay, so we will go through all these features, okay, in detail when we start working with the actual data in Power BI. Okay, so for now, just concentrate on understanding the interface and becoming familiar with the available tools. Okay, so there is no need to focus on the technical details at this stage. Just try to grasp what I'm saying, like what are all these function does. Okay, so when we start the hands-on, so it will be no more difficult to you guys. Okay, so that's why I'm just explaining all these things first. Then in the next, add column tab. Okay, so this tab is used to add column. Okay, as you can see, this tab name is add column, so obviously it will be used to add the columns. Okay, so the key point to remember is that any action performed here does not alter your original columns. Okay, instead, it generates new columns based on the logic you apply, okay, allowing you to enhance your data set while keeping the original data unchanged. Okay, so here you will find multiple ways to create the columns, to create the new columns. Okay, first you can see here we have the option of the column from examples. Okay, so we can generate new columns simply by entering sample values. Okay, and Power BI will automatically identify the pattern and create the logic for you. Okay, you you don't have to write the formulas manually. Okay, the Power BI automatically get the pattern and it will create the column for you. Okay. Then we have this custom column. So this option lets you create columns by applying your own formulas and logic for more flexibility. Okay. Then we have this invoke custom function. So with this feature, you can use existing or user-defined functions to create new columns based on specific requirements. So if you guys will have any doubt or any question, you can ask that time. Right now, I'm just muting you all. Okay. So now the next one is this conditional column. So you can create new columns using if then logic, okay, where values are assigned based on specific conditions. This is what it is used for, conditional column. Okay. Then we have this index column. So this option lets you add sequential number to each row by generating an index column. Okay. Like you can see, 1, 2, 3 sequential number. If you will select this, it will give you options like from where to start, from 0. So it will start from the 0, from 1, it will start from 1, or any customized number. You can just select from this custom. Okay. And then we have this duplicate column. If you need a copy of an existing column for further transformations, you can use this feature to duplicate it. Okay. And then you can also create columns using built-in mathematical functions to perform calculations during the transformation process. Okay. So again, I'm saying we will cover all these options in detail when we start working with the real data set. So there is no need to make a note of anything. Okay. So next thing is the view tab. Okay. So this view tab helps you better understand the structure and quality of the data which you have imported. Okay. So this view tab includes, like you can see, we have this column quality option. It shows the percentage of valid, error, and empty values in each column. Okay, making it easy to spot data issues quickly. Okay, then we have this column distribution. So it provides a visual summary of how many unique and duplicate values are present in a column. Okay, in the white show white space, it will show the white spaces uh, between the data. Okay, I will show you how these all things work. Okay. Then we have the column profile. So it displays detailed statistics such as a total count, distinct values, minimum, maximum, and data types, giving you deeper insight, okay, into your data. So this entire process, all those things, okay, is known as column profiling, okay, and it is essential for, I mean, what we can say is it is essential for ensuring your data is clean, accurate, and ready for analysis, okay. So that wraps up our overview of Power Query Data Interface. Okay. Let me know if you guys have any doubt or any question regarding whatever we have discussed. Any doubt or any question, guys? And also put it in the chat.
No queries.
Okay. Fine. So now let's see how to install the Power BI desktop. Okay. Although many of you may already have it installed on your system, but let me show you how we can install it. Okay. So generally there are two main ways to do this. Okay. The first way is to go to your Microsoft store. Open it. Okay. And here you have to search for Microsoft Power BI Desktop. Okay, so here we can see this is Power BI Desktop. You just have to click on it. Okay. And since I have already installed it, so in my case, it is showing the open option. But for you guys, it will, if you are installing it for the first time, it will show you the install option here. Okay. So you have to just simply click on install, and then it is quite very simple to install Power BI Desktop. There's no complex steps. Okay, you just have to click on install, and then you have to just click on go, and that's it. It will just install the Power BI Desktop in your system. Okay, this is one of the way to install the Power BI Desktop, and the another way to install the Power BI Desktop is you can use any browser. Okay, you can go to your browser and you can search for Power BI Desktop download. So here once you will type this thing, okay, so plenty of options will appear here. So click on the official Microsoft website link. Okay, mostly the first will be preferred. Okay, so here we have these options, and yeah. And from here you can just on selecting language will be same. Okay. You can just click on this download option. Okay, and just check out this detail should be version. Just click on download. Okay. Start. Cancel. Okay. So once you will click on download, it will start downloading it, and once it has been downloaded, just try to install, open this, and then open the installer and follow these steps to complete the installation. Okay, so both options are simple and easy to follow. Just pick the one that works best for you. Okay, now the next thing we will be going to discuss is the getting the data from different sources. Okay, so for that, let me close this thing. Okay. And let me show you the thing from the scratch. I will open a new Power BI desktop instance, a fresh one, and I will show you how we can import the data from different or the various sources. Okay. Mm. So once the application starts, okay, so you will be able to see its graphical user interface, the Power BI desktop. So after installing it, it will look like this, okay. And as mentioned earlier, we have all the views in here, we have all the visuals in here, okay. And these options, these tabs will be present here. Okay. So since we haven't connected to any data sources yet, okay, all the views, okay, are currently empty. Okay. Now let's start importing the data. So these views can be populated. Okay. So to import the data into the Power BI. Okay. So make sure you are in this home tab. Okay. And then you can see this option, get data. Okay. You have to click on this get data option, and this allows you to connect Power BI to different data sources. These are different data sources. Okay. So in today's session, I will show you how to connect Power BI desktop to various types of sources. Okay. Including the CSV files, Excel files, the servers. Okay. And also I will show you one more thing, the web-based data sources, how we can connect to that as well. Okay. So this will help you understand how flexible and powerful Power BI is, okay, when working with data from multiple sources. Okay. So these are all the options available. If you want to see each and every options, you just have to click on more and you will be having plenty of options to get the data from. Okay. From all these things, we can get the data into the Power BI. Okay. So now let's start loading the data from the Excel file or the CSV file. Okay. So as I said, to get the data, you just have to click on this get data. Okay. And you will see a list of commonly used sources. These are the commonly used sources. So click on more to access the complete list. Okay. So Power BI, as I said, supports over 100 data sources, which makes it a highly flexible BI tool. Okay. So since we we are trying to get the data from the CSV or the Excel file. So let me select this text CSV option. And then once you select your data source, like from where you are getting your data, then you just need to click on this connect option. After that, once you will click on connect, okay, it will browse your system, okay, and from your system, choose the file, whatever you want to bring it into the Power BI. Okay, so for now, I will just bring the Power BI files. Okay, let me bring this order CSV. I will click on open. So once you do that, okay, so Power BI will display a preview of the data that you are trying to bring into the Power BI and ask whether you want to load this data directly or you want to transform it first. Okay, here we can see we have two options. You want to load the data directly into the Power BI desktop or you want to transform it first. Okay, so at this point, Power BI shows a preview of dataset. Like you can see, this is the preview of dataset. Okay, so here it is showing us the column names. Okay, and the sample of rows up to 200 rows. Okay, first 200 records. Okay, based on that, it is showing this data. Okay, so and also it is automatically detects the delimiter, which is the comma, because we are bringing the CSV file, which is the comma separated value. So the delimiter is comma. Okay, so this is our preview, and we have the options to get the load the data or do the transformation. Okay, so after choosing the file, checking the preview, Power BI provides with these two options. Okay, so let me explain the difference between these two options. Okay, what will happen if you will select this load and what will happen if you will select this transform data. I will explain it one by one. Okay, first of all, I will show you what happened if I will select this load option, load data option. So if you select this load data, okay, so Power BI, let me show you. I'm selecting this load. So Power BI brings the data straight into the Power BI desktop in its current form. Okay, so without making any modifications, it is trying to load here. You can see it is saying load order CSV, the file name, and it is trying to load the data. So selecting the load option, load data option, this means you won't have the opportunity to clean, modify, or transform the data before it gets loaded. Okay, and at this point, you can see an error message has appeared. Okay, so let it just load first. Okay, so here you can see it is showing that there is error. Okay, there are errors in our data set. Okay, so when we look into it, okay, so when you will click on this view error option, okay, so what Power BI will do, let me show this. I've clicked on view error. So the Power BI, it will try to give you option to remove that error or to have that error removed from your data set. Okay, as you can see. So what it will do, the Power BI will take you to the Power Query Editor page. Here you can see previously I was at this page. So once I clicked on the view error option, it has redirected me to the Power Query Editor option. As you can see, these all things, this GUI is the Power Query Editor's GUI, and also here you can see it is showing Power Query Editor option. Okay, so this situation is quite common, or like which is why it's usually recommended to select transform data first. Okay, whenever you are loading the data or importing the data, so try to make sure to select the transform data option rather than going with the load option. You can go with the load option when you are very much sure that your data is without any error. Your data is clean. Okay. Then you can go with the load option. But if your data will have any error, it will show you, the Power BI desktop will show you that your data has error, and it will, once you will click on the view error, it will redirect to the Power Query editor page. Okay, so is this clear, guys?
Yes, it's clear.
So now I will just close it. I won't save anything here. Okay, and I will show you the correct way to import the data. Okay, now what I will do, I will do the same step again. Okay. I'll go to the get data and I will select the text CSV. Okay, and again I will select this order CSV and I will click on open. Now this time what I will do, instead of loading it directly, okay, we will select transform data. Okay, now see what will happen. Once you will select this transform data, okay, by following this approach, you can avoid the error we saw earlier. Okay, so instead, a new window will open directly. That is the Power Query Editor. Okay, so here it will directly take you to the Power Query Editor option. Like, hey, you can just solve your error and go back to the Power BI desktop. Okay, rather than when you select the load option, it will try to load the data into your Power BI desktop without giving you the option to remove your data. It will just show you the error that you have the error, and when once you will click on that error, like view error, then it will take you to the Power Query Editor. But when you click on the transform data, it will directly take you to the Power Query Editor. Just a minute, guys. Okay. So it will directly take you to the Power Query Editor page. Okay. So, and you can carry out various data transformations such as renaming the columns and all these things here. Okay. And here you can see, we can see here two things. This order CSV, which I was trying to import the data earlier. Okay. Which I was trying to get the data by using the load option. Okay. And this one is another table. This one I was trying to get the data directly by using the transform data option. Okay. So second version named order CSV2 has been created. So this is the one imported using the transform data option. Okay. So within this Power Query Editor, like I said, we can do multiple transformations, data transformation. Okay. We can uh, keep the columns that I want. We can remove the columns that I don't want. Okay. We can keep the rows. We can remove the rows. We can change the data type. Okay, we can use first row as headers and all these things. We can split the columns, all these things we can do. And after completing these steps, okay, just simply click on this close and apply to load the refined data into your Power BI desktop. Okay, so this is the correct way to import a CSV file into your Power BI. Okay, let me summarize this. You will get the data from your Power BI desktop. Okay, and you will select this CSV. I'm just uh, explaining it particular to the CSV file. Okay, get the data, selecting this CSV file, and then select the desired file from your system. Okay, and then you have to select the option choose. You have to choose the transform data option. Okay, so once you will do that, it will take you to the Power Query Editor. Here you can just transform the data as per your requirement, as per the need, and then you just have to click on this close and apply, and it will take you back to the Power BI desktop, and it will automatically close this page. Hope it is clear, guys.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, can you take data from SQL servers also?
Yes, I will show you. I have just started. I will show you from different or multiple sources from where we can take the data. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir.
So
Okay, sir.
my question is, for the order date, for the order date column, I can see the red line, and for the rest of
Like,
this, a green line. So there, for a order date is having issue. So how to find that?
yes,
What are the errors and how to tackle that errors?
good question. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm just trying to show you what are the multiple ways through which we can get the data. I haven't come into the picture where I can explain you like how we can remove the errors. This is one of the errors. You can see it is showing the red line. I will explain it once we start doing this transformation steps. I will show you. Okay. But right now I'm just concentrating on how to get the data. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry. I will explain each and everything, like how we can tackle the errors, how we can remove the errors. Okay. So right now I'm just showing you how we can get the data from multiple sources. Is that clear? Yes or no? Yeah. Any other question? Sure. Yes, okay. Let's start the changes. Now, now let me show you how we can bring a data from an Excel file. Okay. So again, you have two ways to do this. Okay. So either you can directly select this Excel workbook because mostly we get the data from either Excel workbook or SQL Server. So both these options are available directly onto this tab in the home tab. Okay. So you can just select this Excel workbook, or we have another option like you can go to this get data. You can select the Excel workbook from here. Both options are the same. Okay. So if I will select this Excel workbook, so let me take this one. Okay. I will click on open. You have to just select the files that you want to import into your Power BI Desktop. Select it and click on open. Okay. And Power BI will then read the file and show all the available sheets or the tables present in your Excel workbook. Okay. So here we can see we have three sheets present, worksheets. Or you can say the tables are present. So now you have options to select any particular table, or you can select all these three tables. Okay. It's uh, onto the requirement, like if you want all this data or if you want any particular data. Okay. You have that option to select it from here. Okay. After that, the process is similar to importing the CSV file. Okay. You can either click on load to bring the data directly into the Power BI desktop, or you can click onto this transform data if you want to clean or modify it first. Okay. So if there will be any issues, you can always fix them later in the Power Query data. Okay. So for now, the main goal is simply to load the data successfully into the Power BI desktop. Okay. I'm just assuming that this data have no errors. So that's why I'm just clicking on load. Okay. So it will try to load the data into the Power BI desktop. Okay. So here it is showing that they are trying to load the data from the backend. The backend is my system. So once you will load the data, you can see the data which you have loaded present in here. So it has loaded successfully. So that means my data, okay, or my data set doesn't have any error. So that's why without showing any error notification, it has loaded it into the Power BI desktop. Okay. See, this is how when your data is clean and your data will not have any error, it will load it successfully into your Power BI desktop without going into the Power Query editor. Okay. Hope it is clear, guys.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's try to understand how to connect our Power BI to a database. Okay. Specifically, I will show you how we can connect our Power BI to SQL Server database. Okay. So before starting, okay, so ensure that your SQL Server instance is up and running. Okay. So otherwise the connection won't work. Okay. So always whenever you are trying to bring the data or import the data or you are trying to connect your Power BI to a database, make sure that database is up and running. Okay. So for that, what I will do, I will start my server for that. Okay. I will open it. Okay. Once it launches, okay, so identify and note down your server name because this is important. So when you try to connect your Power BI with your data server, okay, SQL server or any database, okay, so it will ask you the server name. Okay, try to note it down. In my case, my server name is Ingenious. Okay, so once you will note it down, so this server name will be required, as I said, when establishing the connection in Power BI. Okay, so after that, click on connect. So once you will click on connect, it will give you the access to the servers. Okay, and onto the left hand side, you will then be able to see list of the databases. Okay, if I will click on plus sign here, we can see these are my databases. Okay, now let's bring one of these database, okay, in my Power BI. Okay, so to do so, I'll go to the Power BI desktop, and here either you can select this SQL Server data directly, okay, because this Power BI is giving you the option to directly connect to your SQL Server database, or the another way is to get the data, and from here, SQL Server option is present here. You can just select it. Now see, once you have selected your SQL Server database, now it is saying what is your server name. Okay, you have to provide that server name. Okay, so my case it was Engineer, so I'm just giving this server name. Okay, yours will be different based on your system. Okay, so the database you want to connect it with. So it's an option. If you want to connect it with the database, you can just directly name it here. Hope I'm audible, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, sir.
Sorry, there was some technical issues. Okay, let me just
No problem.
record share. Okay, and okay. So I was saying, like, when we have to connect our Power BI with the server, okay, we have to give the server name, and especially if I want to connect with any particular database, okay, then that also we have to mention. Okay, let's suppose I want to connect with a database which is named AdventureWorks 2014. Let's say I want to connect with this database. Okay, just write it AdventureWorks 2014. Make sure the name should be correct as present in your database. Okay, and make sure the data connectivity should be import. I will explain you the difference between this import and direct query. So these are the modes through which we are connecting to different data sources. But right now I'm just trying to show, like, how we can connect to different data sources. Okay, so this is import option. Keep it as import, and then you should have to click on OK. Oh God, stop also. Just trying to connect. Okay, just give it a moment. Due to the network problem, my audio is okay. Okay. So once you will click on OK, so I give it a few seconds. Okay. So Power BI, what it does, it will try to establish the connection with your server. Okay. So once connected, okay, a new window will appear like this. Okay, showing all the database objects such as tables, views, store procedures, and all these things will be present in here. Okay. So in this window function, you have the option to select one or multiple tables, okay, or views for import. Okay. For instance, I will choose uh, any of the table from, let's say, the production schema. Okay. Let's just select table which is of minimum size. Okay. Select product review. Okay. And I will select a few more tables from the sales. Let's say I will select this region currency. Okay, these two are enough. Okay, so it is trying to show you the preview of the tables which you have selected. Okay, let it load once. Then I will show you what we have to do. It's taking some time. Oh no. Okay. So once your table has been connected, okay, so it will show you the preview. As you can see, these are my preview of different tables. Right now, I have selected this sales country region, and once you will click on this production product review, it will show you the preview of that table. Okay, so once you will check your preview, okay, you can just directly load these tables, okay, into your Power BI desktop. It is taking some time due to my network issue. Okay, in general, it won't take this much of time. Okay. So here is the preview of the another table. If we can just directly load into the Power BI desktop, I will click on load. Okay, and it will start loading your data. Meanwhile, do you guys have any doubt or any question regarding this? Let it load. Meanwhile, you guys have any doubt or any question you guys can ask. Questions? Are you guys there? So let me clear one thing, guys. So it is taking time because I have connected it with my different hotspot. Okay. So that's why it is taking this much of time because I have some network issue right now. Okay. I will resolve it by today, and that's why it is taking this much of time. Else it won't take this much of time. Okay. So now, as you can see, uh, okay, here you can see both the tables have been loaded successfully. Okay. So all the imported tables will appear in the fields pane, in the data pane here onto the right hand side, as you can see. Okay. So from here, if you will select anything, any table, so it won't show you the table. Okay. To get the table, to view your table, okay, or to display the table onto this screen, you must have to visit where? You must have to visit in table view. Only at this place you will get to see your table. Okay, the structure of your table, as you can see here. Okay, so this is how we can import the data from SQL Server. Hope it is clear, guys.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, so fine then, guys. I will stop here. I am facing some network issues. Okay, so I will connect. I will continue from next week. Okay, and if you guys have any doubt or any question, you can ask. If no questions, then we can connect next week. Till then, bye and take care.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.